Hello, how are we all? I hope everyone is well. It's Friday night and we're back for another night of crafting and chit chat. Yes, I am. I actually was just trying to get the camera set up properly. Sometimes I'm here and I've already looked to see your comments, and I've seen that people are chatting about their dogs, their poodles and their rotties and all sorts of stuff. So I've been reading the comments while I was trying to get the camera working properly. So I think it's working. Can you guys hear me okay? It should be the audio is actually coming from my phone, so I'm hoping that is working. Hello, Katrina. Hi. Well, I just want to start out by saying this week I had a couple of really, really lovely surprises. I had a beautiful card. I didn't bring it into this room. I'll have to go and get it, maybe show you Sunday night. A beautiful card from Judy Moody, who is one of our regulars here on a Friday and Sunday night, and she sent me a beautiful card, and that meant a lot to me. And then Megan sent me the most wonderful thing. Some of you may have heard me talking about the cats, and we've been having trouble with Crumpet scratching the furniture. Merla doesn't do it, just Crumpet. And so we were advised to get one of those, a scratching wave from Kmart, but I went to Kmart and there is no shop on the Central Coast they're all out of stock. Okay. Now we did find a scratching train. Now some of you may have seen the photos that I put up of the scratching train. You can hear me fine? Excellent. And the train is so cute. They've actually been sitting in it. Crumpet's been clawing on it. It's great. I haven't seen him do the furniture for a while, so I hope it's actually having the desired effect. Hey, Joan, nice to see you. Hello, Kay. So that's pretty cool. But Megan sent me a wave. She found one in Queensland. And then Solvega came by on Wednesday and she bought me, we now have 3 scratching pads for the cats. They're so spoiled. So spoiled. So yeah, Solvega bought one which got a little, it's a kind of just a board that's got a little fish on it. Super cute. And they've been investigating them, and hey, Denise, and checking it all out. And Crumpet is very interested. Particularly Crumpet is interested in the train. So he's been going in, sitting in the train and, scratching at the bottom. So very cool. There you go. That's what exciting things have happened in our life this week. I'm actually not going to be along. This is going to be a pretty quick one tonight because I'm really tired, guys. Super, super tired. I had a really early start this morning. Then I did a workshop up in Maitland, East Maitland, I should say. It's not too bad. It only takes about an hour and a quarter to get there. And I was up there until, we actually have a lovely time. We get together, we sit down, we make a project, maybe 2. And then we all have lunch together. And the lady whose house I was at, her name's Ruth, it was her birthday today. So I don't know if she's watching me tonight. But I thought that was lovely that we all got together to make cards on her birthday, and that's a nice way to go. Yeah, so I was up there and then I drove home again. Then I had to take Emma to Erin Affair to get a 80s costume for a party she's going to tomorrow night. And then I had to go and get Ben because Ben was watching The Rise of Gru, the new Minion movie with some of his friends. So I've been just running all day. The most relaxing part of it was the card making. That was awesome. But it does mean I'm a bit tired now. Yes, I'm getting old, Jenny. You are correct. That's right. So let's do a couple of little things tonight. There is... some of you have seen I've been talking about the online class that I'm running. That is only a couple of days of that left. Okay, if you really would like to do it, you've got a couple of days to get there's 2 ways to get it. Okay, you can place an order of $50 or more through my online store, or call me or message me and send me an order. As long as your order is $50 or more, we put that through, and then you get the packet of all the supplies sent to you, as well as the tutorial and all the measurements as well. Or if you'd rather not do that, and a lot of people are demonstrators watching, so I don't expect them to place an order with me. That would be just silly because they can get a discount on their own orders. So instead, what they do is they just pay $20. They get the tutorial and they get the measurements, and then they put it together using their own products, and they can substitute items if they want to, and it's been working. So You'll be asleep. Yeah, I know, Jenny. Well, I wish you all the very best for that. I really do. I hope it goes well. I really do. So, yay. All right, so let's have a quick look at the cards in the class for anyone who's wondering. Now, I didn't used to show the cards, okay, but I've been showing them now because it's different. When I run a class here in the studio, people come, they book in, they just trust me to come up with something wonderful. And mostly I think I don't let them down. They come along and they're just happy to make whatever we're going to make. They enjoy the community, all that stuff. Online is different, okay? People want to see what they're going to be making. So that's why I've started showing the cards so that people have a bit of an idea. The measurements, though, are something that you get when you order, either by placing an order of $50 or more here in Australia or by putting in a $20 PayPal payment. So all the details are on my blog, and the blog address. Let me just pop that up on the screen for a second. I'm typing. Hey there, Cherie. Yep, day was good. Day was really good, but I'll tell you what, I'm tired tonight. I'm really tired. So there you go. It's on the screen. So you can see there, www.lhiggins.blogspot.com. That's the address to go to, and all the information is there about the class. Okay, you may need to scroll down a little bit to read it all. There's recommended products that you might find useful to have, but if you don't have them, you can substitute with whatever products you have in your collection. All right. If you're in my team, okay, you can actually pay the $20 and you get the class and the measurements, the tutorial and the measurements, but you also get the products. You also get, that's a little perk of being in the team. Okay. And the reason I started doing that was because I had some girls who wanted to join the team. They wanted to get a discount as a demonstrator. They really wanted to do it, but they didn't want to miss out on the class. And I didn't want them to miss out on the class either. So I did it so that they can still get the class even as demonstrators, and they get all the bits and pieces sent out to them. That's how, that's my first married name, Jenny. I had another name before that. So there you go. This is name number 3 for me. I'm hoping this is the last. That's the plan. Don't plan on doing it again. This will do. All right, so let's switch over to the desk, and I'm going to, hey there, Jenny, nice to see you. Jenny Kemp this time. We've got 2 Jennies. Let's switch over. Okay, and I'll get rid of the, this. Where is it? Hi, there we go. All right, so these are the cards in the class, just for anyone who's wondering what they like. They are using the Boughs of Holly suite of products, which is on pages 24 and 25 in your mini catalogue. Absolutely beautiful. I love them because they're not too wintry, so they work really well in our warmer climate. But they also still have that real Christmas feel. So, you know, we've got a few different ones. So I'm telling you them in the order they are in the class. This one has the 3 panels, and the paper is the Boughs of Holly 12 by 12 paper. I actually really like this card. I really, really like it. So I thought that turned out, it's simple, but it turned out really well. Then this one here, and we've got some, you can see we've got some wooden elements. These are they're part of the suite as well. Let me open it for you. All right, these super, super cool. And what I've done here is you could use them just the wooden. If you prefer to use them as they are, you can. But here we used our blends markers and coloured them in. So I did cherry cobbler, berries, and I did soft succulent stems or leaves. All right, so that's what those are. And there's also a poinsettia, which is from the paper as well. Very nice. This is the, I try and always do a little bit of a fancy fold card. So this is what we're calling a secret message flap card. So you can see you've got your message under here and it just flaps up. Super easy to do. And then you also open your card like you normally would, and you can put a greeting inside or whatever it is that you'd like to write. So you've got your flap on the front with a little message under there, and then you've got your holly that you can put. Now, if you don't have the holly set, that's okay. You don't have to. You could not stamp in the middle, or you could use whatever Christmassy kind of stamps you have. So there we go. And the last one is this one. Now these are the soft sea foam and pool party cards and envelopes, which are a celebration item. Okay, I really, really like these. The bad news is if you are in the US, these have sold out already. They're gone. Okay, so that's a bit of bad news if you're in the US. If you're in Australia, they are still available, and you would get them for free with a $90 order. Okay, so they're a level 1 celebration gift. When you spend $90, you can get 20 cards and 20 envelopes. That's 10 of the Pool Party ones and 10 of the soft seafoam ones. So they're the 2 different ones that are in the pack. Really nice though, aren't they? Aren't they lovely? I can see why they sold out. Yeah, really nice. All right, let's move those out of the way. All right. Oh, hey from Coolum Beach. Nice to see you. Welcome. Oh, yes, it would be nice to see pics of Paddington. That would be very cute. Cassidy is such a cute name for a ragdoll kitten, Jenny. That's a really nice name. Good job naming that one. A 4-year cycle for Christmas cards. 1 florals, 2 nativity, 3 is trees, and 4 cartoony. And you're at trees this year. So did you see the trees for sale set that's in the mini catalogue? Because I really, really like that one. And it's got a free celebration item to go with it. So where is it? Trees for sale. It's on page 39. You probably already sorted. You probably already got yourself all sorted. But I love this. And this is the same set that has that caravan. Remember we used the caravan a couple of weeks ago? I don't know if Michelle's here tonight, but I sent that to her. And I don't know if it's arrived in New Zealand yet. But, yeah, they're super, super fun. I know, right? They are. Hey, Cheryl. Nice to see you. They're good names. Cisco, Cassidy, and Molly. Star Trek names. Right. I didn't pick that up. All right, so there we go. All right, so this is a card. This is actually one of the cards I did at my class yesterday, and we're going to do this one today. And we're going to use a product that I did my technique classes here in the studio this month with a new product, and I built the product into, my technique classes in the studio, I charge $25, or if we're using a product that I think they might like, I incorporate the product into the price, like charge a little bit more and say, okay, you have the choice. You can buy the class, just the class only for 25, or you can get the product as well for 40. Now these are, it's on page 59. Yeah, this here. These are called Pearlised Enamel Effects. Okay. And for some of you may have come across some of these before. They're very similar to like liquid pearls. Some of you may have had liquid pearls in the past. I love them. They're so much fun. Really, really fun to use. And there are 3 colors in the pack. There's Pearlised Enamel Effects. In red. Real red is actually what's written on there. Although I think it's a little bit softer than real red. It looks to me more like, I don't know. It depends on what you put with it. Yeah, then we've got black, which when you put it on is more kind of grey. I'll put them out on a piece of paper so you can see what they look like. And then we've got the white, and the white actually does look like pearls. Okay, so are you there, Michelle? Hey, did it arrive yet? And then Jody should have had one arriving too. I haven't seen Jody yet tonight. Oh, you check the mailbox every day. Well, I did send it. I promise it went. I don't know how long it takes to get from New South Wales to New Zealand. So, all right. So these are the ones that I used in my class, and I charged $40, and they could get these. They're worth $27. So that meant it saved them $12 if they did that. And that's just how I do my classes. It makes it a bargain class if they decide they want to incorporate the product as well. So yeah, that's just how I do it. And it also means I get some sales for the product, which is great. And they get to go home with the product they just learned how to use, which they love, because they're going home with something they might not have tried otherwise. So that's pretty cool. All right, so I've got some paper here. Oh, this will do. Let's just, a piece of old olive, and I've got white, I've got black, and I've got red. And let's just do it. Now you really just need to, let's see if we can do it so you can see it. I don't know. I hope everyone can see this okay. All right, so when you first put them on, they look a little bit like Hershey Kisses. I don't know if you can see that very well. You can kind of see. But then it settles down. So they start out pointy, and then they settle down and go round. Okay, so that's really cool. Snail mail, I know, right? Do you remember, guys, a set we used to have called It was called Better Than Email. Does anyone remember that set? I just couldn't bring myself to part with it, and that's very unusual for me. I normally move all my stuff on once it retires, but I kept this one because I liked it so much. Let me move that out of the way because I don't want to put anything on top of it. It was this one, Better Than Email. Do you remember that little set? And there's a little snail. See, can't beat snail mail, which I thought was really cute. And then there's, you know, little handmade. This was a, what do you call it? A angel policy set. Okay, so the idea is if you've got a set that's got some copyright Stampin' Ups in the bottom, you can use that for the angel policy, which means that as demonstrators, we can stamp the back of it with these little copyrights, and then we're able to sell our cards if we want to. I'm not a big one for selling my cards. I'd rather make, I actually, I think it would take a lot of cards to make, to make some money, but I like to, I'd much rather make my money by selling the product. All right, so I've just done a little one here. This time I'm going to push a little bit harder, and I'm going to make it come out more. All right, so it's a bit of a bigger, and then you can, you know, if you were doing, say, the center of a flower, you could, you know, start really getting bigger and bigger. Can you see that? So small, medium, large. And you can, if you wanted to, you could dot around something. So if we're doing a wedding card and you want to have some pearls on it, we can do random ones, or we could just, I can use the grid here on my grid paper, and I'm just going to put them all exactly the same distance apart. And initially they go like I said, like a little Hershey kiss with a pointy bit, but then they settle right down. Right, so you can see it looks really good, doesn't it? I really love that. So that's the white. All right. Now the black isn't really black, and the red is red, but it's more pinky red, kind of. Where's East Tamaki? Where's that? Is that a New Zealand? It sounds like a New Zealand word. Is it? All right, so I'm going to, a little guy. So this one's going to be the red. A little bit bigger. And then bigger again. All right, can you see how these are looking? Aren't they nice? So this is just a sample that I'm doing to show you how it works. You can add these to all kinds of things. So you can use them in flower centers. You can use them as pearls all over something. You can use them, you could put the white pearls into the sky as like little stars in New Zealand. Okay. So lots and lots. Thank you, Margaret. Thanks for sharing. I really appreciate that. And so now I'm going to do a black one. So little guy, medium guy, and then a bigger guy. Now, really, I should have, I didn't do it, but I really should. Before you start, it's wise to shake it, give it a bit of a shake with the tip pointed down, because you want to make sure there's no air bubbles in here. Now, I don't think Ellen's watching tonight because I know she's out to dinner, but she had a little accident with one the other day. She, I don't know if she shook it or not. She may have, but when she pushed, there was an air pocket, and it seemed to block in the top. So she pushed a bit harder, and the whole thing just went, all right, bad. So what you want to do is, if it seems to be blocked, don't push from the end. Instead, get a needle and put a needle down into the hole and unblock it that way. Okay, so, oh, what hurt? Are you okay? So that's how they work. All right, can you see that there? There we go. We've done some, oh, move it down a bit. We've done some cute pearls. Now, here's the thing. These take, for those to be, especially the bigger ones, for them to be touch dry is going to be a good half hour or more, okay? So when I did my class, I put like a turned upside down little container for each person, and as they finished their project, we put it up on the container so that they wouldn't put their fingers in it, okay? When I'm sitting here at my table, I put it right over on the windowsill because I'm not going to go and put my fingers in it over there, and I'll leave that tonight and probably come back to it tomorrow. But the bigger they are, the longer it takes to dry, obviously. But there are other things you can do. So, for example, you can put some a little bit on your craft mat, your silicone craft mat, say the white. Just say start out with a white piece of paper, white craft, put the white pearls onto the craft mat, squirt some on, and then use some Glad wrap, crinkle up the Glad wrap into a ball, and then pick it up and then go, like, use the crinkle Glad wrap all over the white paper. And what that gives you is like a a mother of pearl kind of a look. Does that make sense? Let me see if I've got one here. I did have some the other day. Oh yeah, here we go. So I don't know if you'll be able to see this. This may or may not show up in the video. Can you see it? Can you see how we've got kind of a mother of pearl white look? This is done with Glad Wrap and the white pearls on the white paper. All right, so this doesn't take nearly as long to dry because it's flat. So you haven't got, you know, pearls. You've got it all over, and it's much quicker and much easier to work with. So that's a nice effect. And this is something else I did. I got my Glad Wrap, and on black paper, black cardstock, I did one white and one with the black. I don't know if you can see, this one is the white and this one's the black. Okay, and I just pulled with the Glad Wrap, pulled it backwards and forwards. And what I was trying to do is I was trying to come up with like a faux metal look that would look really good on, say, a masculine card, a little bit of faux metal. So, you know, the one that we've got that's got a barbecue in it, that would be really cool with this. You know, it looks like a plate or a grill. So, so there you go. So these are not puffy. These are not puffy. These are just pearls. So you can make the pearls, or like I said, you can put them on flat and do things. The other thing we did was we, and I think I've got a sample of this as well. I have actually got a card that I finished. I painted it with this. So I used a water painter, one of these guys, and we put a little bit on a mat, and then we just literally painted with it. And it's hard to see in this light, but it's very pearly. So it's quite shiny when you hold it in the light. It's very pretty. So that was another way of using them as well. So you can use them in lots of different ways. Okay. I'm just, wow, that's not nice, Jenny. That's bad. I'm just looking at all the comments. New Zealand Post is absolutely useless. Well, yeah, sometimes Australia Post doesn't get it right either. So, yes. Just looking to see if I've missed any comments. Okay, so here's something else. We also have these festive pearls, right? And these are, there's soft succulent cherry cobbler. Can you see them? Can you see them okay? I'm having a bit of problems with my lighting tonight. It's a little darker than I'd like. Anyway, so these are kind of, they're meant to be cherry cobbler, soft succulent, silver and gold, okay? And these are really nice, okay? They're adhesive. You just pick them up with your Take Your Pick tool and pop them on your projects. Look really, really good. See these ones though, the red ones. Let me show you this. You can actually get almost exactly the same effect, and these will last you for ages. Look how close it is. It almost looks the same. I've just got to remember that one, and you can peel that off once it's dry as well, but it wouldn't be adhesive, of course. But you can actually almost duplicate these. Very, very close in color, very, very similar. So I'm going to pop that over there so I don't put my fingers in it. And let's make this card. So I've got a piece of vanilla. Don't use vanilla all that often. I'm more of a white girl, but oh, look, I've got a couple of pieces of vanilla, but that's okay. I'm starting out with a soft succulent card base, and we've cut half a sheet of, we've cut a sheet of A4 paper in half, and now we're folding it in half again, and I'm just going to use my bone folder to flatten that down and pop that to one side. All right, so now I've got this little frame that I've made, and all you do with this, so let me see, oh yeah, I have still got them out. So these are the two stitch rectangle dies. Any dies that you nest one inside the other make great frames. So if I put this one down, I could do them separately, or you can, if you're very careful and line them up and they're very careful putting it through, you can put both through together and just cut your frame all in one pass. So, oh, that's fine. Thank you, Michelle. I really appreciate that, actually, because sometimes I, you know, I miss comments because I'm so busy demonstrating. I don't see what everybody said. Hey Rose, nice to see you. So yes, I'm very happy for you to answer some questions, Michelle. That is completely fine. So, and yet Megan does it too. Exactly. So, all right. So this, I'm going to put this on here as if I was going to attach it. And I'm putting it into the center of, so I'm lining it up. So I've got a similar amount here and here and here and here. So it's pretty centered. And I've got myself a water painter. Did everyone know that this is World Watercolor Month? It's always nice to know that, I think. Now, I'm going to use soft succulent as my base. You can see I've got like a soft succulent wash behind this. It's light, but it's just nice. It just needs something. You could also use a blending brush. You could do a few different things, but sometimes that watercolor wash is everything you need. It's lovely. And there's a few different ways to put this on. Okay, you can grab this, is probably a bit big, but you can actually put your block straight into the and then pick up this. And now I've got ink all over it. If I squeeze a little bit of water, just might take a moment for it to come out. And sometimes when these have been sitting for a while, you have to use two hands. All right, and you can see that I'm getting some color there. All right, so you can see when I put this down, it's going to color quite nicely. Another way of doing this is to grab a re-inker. And sometimes I think this will give you a bit more color. So let's start with one drop. And we'll go once again. I squeeze it so a drop comes out. Actually, this one actually needs to be refilled, I think. There we go. Something interesting about these water painters, I have noticed, you know how it's like lefty-loosey, righty-tighty when you're doing up, screwing stuff on and off? These are the opposite. They go the opposite way. And they get me every single time. All right, so you can see this time it has more color. All right, so if it is too dark, like if I put this down and think, oh yeah, that's too dark, squeeze some more water in and then you're going to get a lighter effect. But I'm actually fine with that. Just want it to be a little wetter. Oh, look at that. I just put, oh well, that's okay. We'll see how that looks. All right. So I'm going to position this so it's exactly where I would like to put my, so I'm just using it as a guide to put my, I'm going to hold it down with one finger here and I'm going to just come down here. I'm making sure if it starts to get dry, then you can go back and pick up some more. See, it's starting to get a little bit drier here now. So I'm going to pick up some more and I'm going to start at the bottom. So I find it easier to start, because I'm right-handed, I find it easier to start here and work my way down. So I just turn it around. All right, so you can see it's kind of starting to go over the top of the other, and it's just nice as a wash. Okay, I'm going to take that away because we don't need that now. We'll come back for it in a little bit. All right, so let me quickly clean this off. And if you're wondering how you get these clean, you could run them under the tap if you want to, or you can just use your Stampin' Scrub, or you could use, I don't know, baby wipe, whatever, to clean that off. Oops. All right. All right. So I'm going to be, in a second, I'm going to do my stamping, and I've also got a leaf. Okay, actually I just realized I've got a couple of leaves, but anyway, I've got, this is that beautiful green, vanilla and gold glimmer paper that's in the Lights Aglow stuff. Oh my goodness, I've used a ton of this already. I love it. It's so nice. So when you run it through, you just want to pull out all the little, and you might find it easier to look at it from the other side because you can see which bits need to pull out. Just going to push them all out here. So I'm thinking about doing something different in August. I will run an online class early in August because I'm going away, some of you already know this, towards the end of August. But I'm not going to leave you hanging, guys. I'm still going to be posting stuff. I may have to pre-record some things if I'm not able to go live at the right time because I'm going to be in the US. So it's going to be a little bit weird. but I'm still going to be here. Okay, you're still going to do that. All right, so this one here, you can see I've pushed all those little bits out. We've got this one, and you can see this is going to go kind of like this. And, you know, if we pull this back in, we can see where that goes, kind of like that. All right, so first of all, I am actually going to use the soft succulent the smaller leaf. So that is this one here. Yep, I think that's the right one. And we're going to stamp it in soft succulent. Hey Susan, nice to see you. Oh, hey Megan. If you stamp on a block and then pick up the color from the block, yes, you can do that, definitely. And sometimes, and that's why my ink pads look like I do, you can also use the, there's a hair in that. Oh, look, cat hairs. Well, wonder how that got there. But you can also use the inside lid as a palette as well. So there's actually a whole bunch of different ways you can do it. So, but that's a really great idea, Megan. All right. Now my kids are in the, I don't know what they're doing, but they're mucking around in the hallway. So I'm sorry if they're making a bit of noise. All right. Right, so you can see, even though it's soft succulent and it's the same color in the wash underneath, the leaf looks quite nice on that background, okay? And then we've also got this little guy, and he's going to go over there. In the meantime, we also have our little wooden elements, and we're going to, because one of the things that I think a lot of people don't realize about the Pearlised Enamel Effects, give me 1 second. Excuse me, Ben. Ben? Oh, they're not listening. They're laughing at each other, but hang on a second. I'll just close the door. That's better. Sorry about that. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull one of these wooden elements out, and we're going to use the red enamel effects to do our berries. So the cool thing about the Pearlised effects is that you don't have to just do them on paper. You can do them on ceramic, you can do them on plastic, you can do them on wood, you can do them on all kinds of things. All right. So I want them to cover, you can see this one covers that whole circle. So I'm going to start by squeezing out a small amount of the red, so it almost covers the whole thing, and then I'm going to use my nozzle just to kind of coat that whole thing. And then I'm going to do the same with the next one. And if you think you need more, you can always go back and add more. I'm using my nozzle to move it. Wow! Well, that was fun. All right, let's see if we can. I should have it on a silicone mat. That's what I should have it on. All right. It's actually, if you do this while it's wet and you do mess it up a little bit, it's actually really easy to manipulate it back into position. So these are actually going to be fine, even though I just messed it up. But anyway, that's what happens. So I'm just going to push it kind of to the edges of the berry. Move to the next one. Now, you could, if you wanted to, colour your stems in the green, as in blends, you know, colour them in. But I really liked it kind of left natural, like the wood look. I thought that looked really nice. So that's the reason that I didn't colour it, but you could if you wanted to. All right, we're nearly there. All right. All right, so I hope you can see that. Can you see how nice that is? Try and get it close. It's a little bit blurry, isn't it? Oh, it's trying to focus. So there we go. So I'm going to stick this over on my windowsill so I don't stick my finger in it again, because that would be bad and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to pop it over on my windowsill and not touch it. All right, so in the meantime, we'll put the rest of it together. Okay, we've got this little guy. Best way to attach him is with a bit of Tombow multipurpose. And we're going to, I know the berries colour so nicely. Hey, Jody. Nice to see you. So I'm just going to add this. So I'm going to show you another card, but I'm not actually going to make it with you tonight. Like I said, I'm exhausted. So I'm going to cut it a little bit shorter tonight. I hope no one minds too much. But yeah, it's been a long day. Right, let me just make sure I've got enough here. And I should be using my silicone mat under here, but it's still packed in my workshop bag from earlier. So I've got one going kind of to this corner and then the other going to the left-hand corner. So you've got them crisscrossing each other, one facing one way and one facing the other, right? And then when it's dry, this little guy is going to go here in the middle, okay? And so you'll have now I've put because I've still got I might cut that down, but that's okay. Well, we can do that. So we'll have this once it's dry, and the best way to attach this is with glue dots. Okay, so you'll add a glue dot right here in the middle. Okay, and that's the way it's going to go. It does take its toll, and you know what? I am wondering if part of the reason I'm so tired was I had my 4th booster yesterday, and I'm wondering if that's why I'm so tired as well. So that could be it. All right, so this is going to end up on here like this. We have got from the same suite of products, we've got this gorgeous woven ribbon, and it's called Natural Woven Ribbon, I believe. Yep, woven ribbon. And so I tried initially, I did a bow, but the bow was too big and chunky for this card. So instead I tied a little knot. And yeah, I think that's what it was. And I think because I've been really cold all day and I haven't been able to warm up, and I reckon maybe that's what it was. So, and even though I was in a warm environment and I was certainly wearing appropriate clothing and I had a singlet on and all the stuff, but I just didn't feel at my best today. So I think that's what happened. So, all right, so I'm cutting this, and my scissors, my beautiful ribbon scissors, are in desperate need of a resharpen. So that's something I've got to do at some point. So here's the thing about this ribbon. All right, this ribbon is frays. It just does. Okay, and I am not sure, but I think it's a very good idea, Megan. You were tired after your 4th one? Yeah, so that could be right. I actually had a nap just before I went live. That's why I didn't put up the, normally I put up the, what do you call it, earlier in the day, the notice that I'm going to go live, and I didn't do it until like an hour before I actually was going to go live because I had been napping. So there you go. And that was on top of all the other things that happened today. So it was a busy day. All right. And I got a sore arm. Did anyone else get a sore arm with their 4th booster? I had a different one this time. So yeah. So I can't lie on my left side because it hurts. And we got, in my husband's wisdom, and because it was free, we got the flu shot as well. So we got one in each arm. So, but we should be good now. We should be all sorted to go away. And the rules on international travel are changing all the time. So, you just don't know from one week to the next what the rules are, wear a mask, not wear a mask, who knows? I mean, my father-in-law is not well, and so we are very mindful of his immunocompromised situation. So we will definitely be masking up where we can so that we're going to protect him as much as we can. It's not for us, it's for him. So, all right, so I think I'm okay with this. This is looking good. I'm actually not worried about getting it myself. I think though I'm worried about giving it to my father-in-law. Oh, really? Everyone seems to be. Oh, you've had COVID for the last couple of weeks, Susan. You're not well? Yeah. Look, I figure. So once this berry piece, the wooden piece, is dry, then I'm going to glue dot my little guy on there, and that will look really, really cute. Okay. Now, so I'll put this over here with the berries for later when they're going to be fine. Behind here, I'm going to use my mini dimensionals, and I'm going to put them one in each corner because I want my frame to sit up a little bit. Now, for anyone who's been thinking about joining Stampin' Up, there's a fantastic deal at the moment. It's really, really good. And if you would like more information about that, just message me, okay? I would rather people get all the information that they need and just feel that they can make their own decision based on all the information they have. So I think that's probably... It's a beautiful planner, though, that you get. So you get $235 worth of product for $169. Plus, you then get an ongoing discount as long as you remain a demonstrator, a minimum of 20% off every order. And then, on top of that, you also get, at the moment, a fantastic planner journal kind of a thing, which includes a stamp set, 18 months worth of journal pages, and it's really, really pretty. I've been showing it in pretty much all the different videos I've been doing. Here we go. So let's put this in the right place. Looks better. Now, you don't want this to buckle, so I find that you want to sort of stretch it out a little bit. So you put this down in the corner and pull it slightly. And see, now that's buckled, so you're going to pull this one in the corner and stretch that one slowly. And then it's going to look really, really nice. Now, with this little mark here, I could put a bit of bling there, Jody. That's what I could do with that. We could put bling, or we could trim it a little closer and have more of the soft succulent showing if I'm really concerned about it. So that's how that's going to go. There's also a little label. You can see the little label. This is one of the labels from the Holly dies. Okay, the dies are lovely. They cut out like the little shape that you've seen here, but also you got this little label. I think it's my favorite thing in here. Bling, 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 says Jody. Yeah. Did you get the planner, Jody? Did you? That's cool. Yeah, it's really, really nice. Yep. I agree. People have become complacent with the mask wearing, and yep. Well, I don't wear it everywhere I go, but for something like sitting on a plane, yes, I think that makes sense because you're all breathing in the same air, right? And look, it might not stop it. It might not stop it, but it doesn't really matter to me. If I can do anything to help my father-in-law not get sick, I will do that. Okay. I agree. The money was worth it for the planner. Now, demonstrators could order it last month, but now the only way to get it, hey there, Bromman. Oh, you're watching and organizing your planner right now. That's cool. So the only way to get it now is to join Stampin' Up, and you get it as a freebie when you join. So there you go. I'm not going to put it all together. You can see what it is, and the reason why is because I have to wait for these to dry. So I'm going to wait for that to dry. The season's greetings. Let me see. Did I have? Yeah, I did actually get those out earlier, but never mind. I don't know where I've put it. That's okay. It's all right. But I really like this card. I think it turned out really nice, and the girls all made it at class on Wednesday, and they really liked it. So it's simple enough, but what really makes the difference is this little wooden berry embellishment, which I think is really lovely. There's a good point. Michelle, where do you work? Are you a nurse? Is that? I'm wondering what it is that you're doing that you are pulling faces behind your mask. Yeah, look, I don't think it's going anywhere for a while, do you? I think it's, yeah. But, you know, at the same time, we want to live as safely as we can, and we don't want to all stop doing things. So, yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. I thought it was quite elegant as well. I did do another card at the class. We always do a sample card, which is like a little card that people put into a folder, and it's an ATC. Does everyone know what an ATC is? ATCs are 3.5 inches by 2.5 inches, so they are this size, and they go into a little folder. And you can see I've got, you see the little, my little red dots in the middle of my poinsettia there, and then I did another one. All right, they look really, really nice. Oh, I thought that was lovely. And this is the Merriest Moments stamp set. I did that in shaded spruce and soft succulent, and then I added my red dots. Yeah, good luck, Jenny. Yep, thank you. All right, so there is another card. I'm not going to make it with you tonight, but some of you may have seen, I posted it yesterday. This is another example of using the little dots. Can you see them? I've added them to the holly that was over the top, and that is the same, this again. All right, so this used in various places, like randomly on the holly. This is like a little diorama card. I'm actually going to make a video and pop it up on YouTube of this. Okay, so look out for that in the next few days. It will be up there. So I hope that everyone likes that. It's got the front layer and then the back layer. This is actually celebration paper with the yeah, it's nice, isn't it? It turned out really lovely. And the reason why was I had a customer whose house we went to today, the lady who had the birthday. She wanted a diorama card, but we did the diorama that I've done before with the bear, and there's a bear and a fox and some mushrooms, and it's really, really cute. Then I also made this one to show them a different style of diorama card. So I'll do this one as a video over the next few days, and it's actually very easy, really simple card. And there's only 2 layers. Look, see, can you see that? Super easy. All right, so I thought this was nice. I really like how it turned out. So this is a celebration paper. This is the Window Wishes stamp set and dies. This is the die, the Window Wishes die, the window die, which just looks lovely. And then the red layer is like a frame for the window. This is part of the stamp set, which has a matching die. And then there's also a little ribbon, which I did in red glimmer paper, because you can never have enough glimmer paper, right? Never. So there we go. And the other thing that some of you may or may not realize is that Stampin' Up! Glimmer papers, the glimmer doesn't come off on your fingers, and it used to once upon a time. I remember we went to Auckland in 2019. Bronwyn and I went together, and we stayed together and had a lovely time. That was so good. In fact, that was a big birthday for you, wasn't it? That was a birthday gift. I won't say how much because I don't want to embarrass you. But yeah, thank you. I thought it looked really good, but I will be doing a video of this week, Linda, if you're interested. So that'll be going up in the next few days. Not sure exactly when, but at some point. So yeah, April 2019, we went to Auckland for On Stage, which is the demonstrator event. Okay, Stampin' Up! Know how to do events like no one else. They do such an amazing thing. And Sarah, who's the manager of Stampin' Up! From the US, she stood there with her black clothes on and picked up a piece of, I think it was gold glimmer paper, and hugged it, put it up against all her clothes. Does anyone remember her doing that? And the room just collectively gasped. Everyone went, because everyone was thinking, oh my goodness, there's no way, you know, why would you do that? But she was demonstrating that she didn't have any glitter at all on her clothes because it doesn't come off anymore. So they've really, if you have tried the old glimmer paper, didn't want to give it another try, give it another try. The glimmer these days is lovely. Ready for our next event? Yes, I know. And that's something worth mentioning. If you are thinking you would like to go to a Stampin' Up! Event, okay, you have to be a demonstrator to do that. Now, the next one we have is in Sydney. Sydney, Perth, and Auckland are the 3 locations for the next one. It's a full day of training. You see new products, there's prizes, there's hanging out with other demonstrators, lots and lots of fun things. Super, super fun, okay? But what is important is that you have to be a demonstrator to go, okay? Now, the next one that is in November, like I said, in Sydney, Auckland, and Perth, the registrations for that open, I think it's the 9th of August from memory, okay? So the reason that I'm talking about that is if you are loving all of this and thinking you'd like to go to a Stampin' Up event, you will need to be a demonstrator. I think it's going to sell out really fast, so I'd be recommending that you join before the 9th of August, and you're going to get that planner because that planner deal is open July and August, and then you'll be able to come with us to the fantastic onstage event that Stampin' Up is putting on. So absolutely worthwhile. And for those of you who've been, feel free to say how amazing Stampin' Up events are. I think they're fantastic. Hey, Felicity, nice to see you. See, now, Felicity is someone that I met at a Stampin' Up event. So there you go. And there's a lot of, this is where you meet people. So it's really, really cool. Send me a message if you're interested in this, and we'll get you hooked up so that the only thing is when it opens on the 9th of August, I would say get in pretty quickly because I am quite sure it's going to sell out. I don't think it's going to last very long at all. And in the past, we've had events do that. Can some of you remember? We've had events that sold out within the first couple of hours. Don't know what this one will do because, you know, with COVID, it might be different. But, yeah, I thought it was the 9th, Bronwyn. Thank you. Can you use an eraser to take off the pearls mug? Sorry, Sean, I'm not sure what you mean. The smudge. Right. I don't think so. I think it's well and truly, I mean, I can try. I have got an adhesive remover, which is, you know, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to. But like the options I would have is I could put, you know, a bit of bling, and I could put it here and maybe up here and maybe down here, so I could do some bling. Or I could cut this closer so that there's more of a soft succulent banner, like soft succulent edge to this, and the red would be cut off, and that would still look really nice as well. So there's a couple of things we could do. Yeah, there's a couple of things we could do to fix it. You can, that's the good thing about papercraft. You can nearly always fix it. And it's a bit like life, really. You know, you make a mistake, you go back and you find a different way to do it and you try again. A bit like life. So there you go. Oh, I know. Stampin' Up events are amazing. I can't wait for Sydney either. Yes, hopefully see you there. Felicity, come find me. I'm really looking forward. You would stamp a splatter. Oh, that's a nice idea. Yes, you could. We could do a couple of stamps around the edges. That would look good. You'll be touring the North Island. So maybe you could go. You could go to Auckland because that's North Island, right? I've got to say the Auckland event going back, wasn't 2019. So what's that, 3 years ago now? 3.5 years ago. It was fantastic. I thought New Zealand put on a fantastic event. Really, really good. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to say goodnight to you now. So that's the card we made tonight. And this is the one we talked about. Okay. And then we also looked at the online cards, the class cards, the online cards. If you are interested in doing this, there's 2 ways to do it. You can spend $20 and get the tutorial and the measurements and make it up yourself. Or if you're in Australia, you can place a $50 plus order and you will not only get the measurements and the tutorial, but you'll also get a bag of all the supplies to put it together yourself. Okay, so that's how you get the class. All the details are on my blog. Go over there and have a look. There's a PayPal button to pay for if you're ordering just the class for $20. If you're in the US, that's under $15, I think. It's really cheap. So, you know, because Australian dollar's not worth very much. So there you go. Oh, there you go. There you go. All right. So don't forget to, if you aren't already subscribing to the YouTube channel, please do that. Or if you're on Facebook, make sure you've liked the Facebook page. That way, you know, you'll see when I go live. It notifies you, and that's always a good thing to do. And have a great night, guys. Have a fantastic weekend. I've got a launch tomorrow, so I'm a bit excited about that. And it's got some people coming to launch with me in my home studio tomorrow. So yeah, I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend, and I will see you, many of you, Sunday night. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.